that sort of converted me on a lot of my education views, but also who pushed me out there and said that my political office is not something to hold on to, it's something to use. And so, you know, I've got, and Wendy's point, look, the way I view my life right now is I've got 3 years and 11 months. And as I told, there's a man over there named Steve Adavana who runs a charter school in Newark, New Jersey. He's the last, don't be nice to him, he's the last of the Italian machine bosses in New Jersey. But he actually runs the highest performing charter school in all of Essex County on test scores. And he and I were talking in the corner. I said that Steve is a couple of years older than me. I think you're about 70 now, Steve. And I said that my legacy in the city, politically and everything, would be what we do in the next 4 years in education. And so there's a fault line now in Newark, and I'm looking to jump into that fault line and push a tectonic change. What the folks at DC, Adrian Fenty and Michelle Rhee have done is really shown all of us that this is not going to be Superman or President Obama or Arnie Duncan. They're not going to change this game. This will be changed through, just like the Civil Rights Movement, through individual small battles on the local level by people who are willing to make unconscionable sacrifices. Now, our generation will not be called to do freedom rides when we know our buses will be blown up. We're not going to be called to cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge. But the kind of battles that I'm talking about really is what Howard's talking about. And I know on a smaller level, I do not have mayoral control right now, but just walking in and trying to run a police department and finding out that according to union contract, the detectives in my gang task force were working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Well, I don't know what cities you all are from, but gangs in Newark were not working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. The battles I've had and the irrationality I've had to face, I mean, we've cut shootings in Newark well over 40%, and I still have people who are irrationally committed to the status quo. And so what we're about to do in Newark is we're about the 5-yard line, pushing forward halfway to local mayoral control. And when I watch the movie, many things made me tear up and feel a lot of emotion. But one of the things I felt this relation to is when you had Michelle Rhee and others sitting in these large community meetings where you were demonized, where you were called every imaginable name possible. I know this already. We have a school in Newark which is a dropout factory that I would not ever want to see a child go to. That when I meet kids that are going to that school, I feel a sense of moral shame because I know we're not serving their genius or cultivating their divinity. And the rumor got out from our superintendent that school might be closed. And the organizing that went around before any official statement was made, they called it SOS, Save Our School. The organizing went around to protect failure was incredible. And so I know in Newark for the next 3 years and 10 months that we have a chance to turn our system upside down, to bring in some of the reforms that were talked about there. But frankly now, I have a chance to build upon what KIPP has been doing, what Steve Adavana has been doing, and others, because we already have a foundation that we can make radical change in a short amount of time to do what's probably most important, which is to shock people into consciousness to understand the possibilities that are out there. This will take tremendous political capital. This will take a willingness to say, I'm going to face failure and be able to do, or Vegas, to do a form of full combat Texas Hold'em where you put all your chips on the table and say, win or lose, this is worth going down for. And so to Howard's point is, we can't, I visit KIPP schools in Newark. I'm very involved in the KIPP movement. I think that the Fisher family and other people here should be given the Congressional Medals of Honor for the support they've given to the KIPP movement. But yet, it's still not enough. When I face frustrations in Newark that I have failing schools that are taking up half of a school building, and I can't get my district to give up that space, because one of the biggest problems to KIPP's expansion in Newark is facilities. That to me is unconscionable, and that is a political problem. When I see, when I see the challenges KIPP is fighting, the battles they're doing just to sustain or maintain, or frankly, as some people in this room can relate to, teaching in buildings that should be condemned, frankly. You realize that there's a bigger battle that has to be fought. And so to Howard's point is, if you're not in those community meetings at night, if you're not involved in the political process within the cities or the neighborhoods or the communities you're in, if you're not speaking out, if you're not even letting parents know about that elections have consequences or that community needs have consequences, you're not doing everything you can do. And I hate to ask from people who are on the front lines, who are fighting, but this is going to be a battle that is going to be incredibly costly, incredibly painful, but I think in a very short period of time, we can do remarkable things. And so the final point that I make, at least in answer to this question, is if I had to beg KIPP to do sort of a little bit more, it would be to do with my friend on the end, who I revere him, especially because of his haircut. It is to keep doing what you're doing in a way that is that everybody in the world can no longer argue against it, to tell your truth so powerfully that it wipes the lies of our other side away, but then to do a little bit more and understand that there's an irrational force out there that's going to twist and turn and contort and demagogue that you've got to take some steps to confront as well, or we're going to continue to not gain the ground we should be gaining.